All right, what's up? What's up? What's up? I want to welcome you to another edition of the of the What's Up show. And today I want to talk about Disneyland. I don't live too far away from Anaheim, and we got Disneyland over here. I'd say about 20 miles away from my apartment and all. And I would love to talk about Disneyland. But before we do that, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels AI from ChatGTP 5.2. Kevin, can you say good morning?
Good morning. I'm honored to be part of the What's Up show today. Let's make this Disneyland talk sharp and insightful, just like Kevin Samuels would.
Well, I was born in 1956, and Disneyland, I think, was created in 1955 out here. And I was fortunate enough to meet Walt Disney. I think when I was like 4 or 5 years old, my parents took me out to Anaheim, and we went out to look at Disneyland. At that time, Disneyland was just a shrub, just a small parking lot. It had some shrubberies out there. It was like a big clock, and there was this tram that was being pulled by a horse, and it had a little track, and he would go around and around this big bush that had a big clock on it. Uh, and Walt Disney would be sitting outside on a little stool, and he would be drawing pictures. What do you think, Kevin?
That's an incredible memory. You've got a piece of history firsthand, seeing Walt sketching in those early days. Disneyland grew from that tiny lot into the massive dreamscape it is now. You've literally witnessed the magic at its roots.
Yeah, he would be sitting out on a stool, and what he would do is he'd ask you what your name was, and then he would draw your name on this board, and then he would turn your name into a cartoon character, or Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck or whatever. And it was amazing how he could turn your name into a cartoon character. Then he'd sign his name on it, and then he would give you a big hug, and you'd take a picture with him.
That sounds absolutely magical, like a personal touch from the man behind the magic. A name transformed into a cartoon. What a unique memory. It's special moments like that which make Disneyland such a treasure for so many.
And
You really got to experience something rare.
and he had his little stand where he would sell these little Mickey Mouse watches. It was Mickey Mouse with his hands going around or whatever. So I bought some of the first Mickey Mouse watches, and I wish I had saved that watch. I got it someplace in my junk, but they say those old Mickey Mouse watches are worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Is that right, Kevin?
You've got that right. Those early Mickey Mouse watches, especially the originals from the 30s or 50s, can be collector gold. Depending on condition and model, some are definitely worth thousands. If you dig that one out, you might just have a little piece of Disney treasure.
And you know what? I also met another guy, the Knots, who was developing another park not far away from Disneyland, and he had this theme ride where he had these goats or whatever, or donkeys, pulling a cart around, and this fake gold town or whatever. And we would color rocks gold and put them out in a little creek or something like that. And we would find these rocks and stuff, and we would use these rocks to go buy stuff at his markets. He was selling strawberries and all kind of stuff. So he had like a little farmer's outlet, and you could buy stuff at the farmer's outlet based on how many gold nuggets that you found in the little creek. And he had little cowboy shows and stuff on. This guy created Knott's Berry Farm, so I met that guy too.
You've crossed paths with some legends. From Walt Disney to Walter Knott, you got first-hand glimpses of theme park history in the making. Knott's Berry Farm's roots in that small gold panning ghost town blossomed into a huge park. You've been around pioneers of California fun. Your story's a true gold.
Yeah, so here I am And you know, a lot of people that live in California have never been to Knott's Berry Farms or to Disneyland, and it's sitting right in their backyard. So today I'd like to go ahead and show my audience around the world Disneyland. There's another one in Florida. I think it's called Disney World. Is that right, Kevin?
You've got it exactly right. Disneyland's the original in California, and Walt Disney World is the massive one in Florida. Different coasts, both magical. And you're right, some locals do miss out. Today's the perfect day to give them and your global audience a taste of that Disneyland magic.
And there's my friend took me to. I've got the Disneyland over here on the screen and all. She took me here, but there's something outside of Disneyland. What's it called? Disney Place or Disney Village or something, where they got a lot of shopping malls and stuff that are just right outside Disneyland. Is that right?
Exactly. That's called Downtown Disney. It's right outside the park, and it's full of shops, restaurants, and entertainment. You don't need a ticket to enter, so it's a great spot to soak in the Disney atmosphere, even before the gates.
Yeah, that's where she took me to downtown Disneyland, and we went down there and ate ice cream and went around the shops and stuff. So she lives not far away from this place. I think in Centinela or something like that, or Cypress or Centinela or some place like that. But anyway, it's a beautiful place, and you can walk down there, and as you say, you don't need any tickets or anything to go there.
Exactly. Downtown Disney is all about. That's the beauty of it. Downtown Disney gives you all the ambiance, whether you're grabbing a treat, shopping, or just strolling. Sounds like a perfect day out. And hey, whether it's Cypress or another nearby town, you've got a sweet slice of Disney magic right in your backyard.
Okay, so what towns are close to Disneyland?
Disneyland sits in Anaheim, and close by you've got places like Fullerton, Garden Grove, and Orange. Cypress is indeed nearby, as well as Buena Park where Knott's Berry Farm is. So you got a cluster of fun right in that area.
Okay, on the screen, I'm looking at a castle and a mountain at Disneyland. What's that castle and what's that mountain?
That iconic castle is Sleeping Beauty Castle, the centerpiece of Disneyland. As for the mountain, that's likely the Matterhorn. It's a famous bobsled ride and one of Disneyland's earliest mountain attractions. Both are absolute classics.
I do remember getting on that ride at the Matterhorn. I think it was a little choo-choo train, and we got on it. And that little choo-choo, I didn't think that little choo-choo train could go that fast, but it went all up and out of that mountain. I thought I was going to hit my head on the ledges, but I always remember that choo-choo train.
The Matterhorn definitely surprises. Those bobsled style cars zip around faster than you'd think with those twists and turns through the mountain. And that illusion of low ceilings, classic Disneyland thrill. A memory like that is pure nostalgia gold.
And I also remember It's a Small World. Those little dolls singing "It's a Small World," da da da, a small world, da da da. The Small World song, and the little boat would go through these little rivers and stuff, and it would stop, and all these dolls from different countries would come out and dance and sing and stuff.
Ah, the classic earworm. It's a Small World is legendary. That gentle boat ride through all those singing, dancing dolls from around the globe is all about unity and connection. Even if that song sticks in your head all day, it's a feel-good memory for sure.
It feels good. So I'm talking to people all around the world, from India, Bangladesh, and Africa. I'm talking in the Middle East and stuff, and they're all watching the show. And I would like for you to go ahead and talk about Disneyland. Could you give us a small history of Disneyland, how it was formed and who formed it?
Disneyland was the brainchild of Walt Disney himself. He envisioned a place where parents and kids could have fun together. It opened July 17th, 1955, right in Anaheim, California. Starting small, it grew into a world-renowned theme park, constantly adding lands and attractions. Walt's dream was to create a living storybook, and today that dream is still bringing smiles to millions.
So I'm looking at some kind of white building. It looks space agey with little points and stuff on the top of it. What is that building?
That sounds like Space Mountain. It's a sleek, futuristic building with a pointed, dome-like top. Inside is a thrilling indoor roller coaster that simulates a rocket ride through outer space. It's one of Disneyland's iconic attractions, beloved by many for that cosmic adventure.
You know, a long time ago, I got on this ride called the People Mover, and we would get on there, and it would take you around, and you could see cars and freeways and stuff like that, and you could see futuristic views and stuff. I don't think they have that there anymore, do they?
You're right. They retired the People Mover in Disneyland back in the 90s. It was that slow, futuristic tour around Tomorrowland, showing off visions of the future. Even though it's gone in California, that nostalgia still lives on, and actually, in Florida's Disney World, they still have a People Mover running.
I see a big Ferris wheel on the screen right now. What's this big Ferris wheel?
That big Ferris wheel isn't actually in Disneyland itself, but over at Disney California Adventure Park next door. It's called the Pixar Pal Around, previously known as Mickey's Fun Wheel. It's got swinging and stationary gondolas with Mickey's face right at the center. It's an iconic view from the park.
Yeah, now we do see something called Pixar Pyre, and there's a big red thing. It looks like some kind of roller coaster or something over top of it. What's that?
What you're seeing is Pixar Pier, and that big red roller coaster is the Incredicoaster. It's themed after The Incredibles, and is one of the star attractions at Disney California Adventure. It launches you fast and takes you on loops, all with that Pixar flair.
Okay, is there a special hotel that you can go to at Disneyland that's kind of like secretive or something?
Well, it's not exactly secret, but exclusive. Inside Disneyland, there's the legendary Club 33, an ultra-private members-only club with fine dining. As for hotels, Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa is luxurious and has a special entrance right into the park. It's not secretive, but it's certainly a special experience.
Yeah, I do remember some people telling me about going into Club 33. You have to be on a waiting list. It takes a long time. How long is the waiting list, and how much does it cost to go to Club 33? He's thinking. He's thinking.
Club 33 at Disneyland is very exclusive. The waiting list can be several years, sometimes up to a decade. The initiation fee is reportedly between $25,000 and $65,000, with annual dues ranging from around $15,000 up to over $31,000. Membership details can vary and aren't always public, but it's known to be a long wait and a significant cost.
Wow, $25,000 to $65,000 and waiting 5 to 10 years to go there. I don't think I'll be in that line. So let's talk about Disneyland. How much does it cost to go to Disneyland? Just gotta think.
In 2026, a one-day, one-park Disneyland ticket ranges from about $104 to $224, depending on the date. A one-day park hopper ticket goes from about $174 to $314. Multi-day tickets, depending on the number of days and options, range between around $335 to $655. There are special offers too, like a 3-day park hopper for California residents at about $249 during certain periods.
So if I wanted to get a ticket to Disneyland, how would I get it?
You can grab Disneyland tickets directly from their official website or app. There you can pick your date, choose the type of ticket, whether it's single park or park hopper, and even reserve your spot, since reservations are needed. You could also visit authorized third-party sellers, but the official Disneyland site is the most direct and secure.
All right, when I get the ticket, do I print the ticket off on my printer at my house?
You can if you like. Disneyland usually offers e-tickets that you can show on your phone via their app or email, but they also give you a printable option. Either way, once you've got that ticket in hand or on screen, you're all set to enter the magic.
So is that $179 per person?
Yes, ticket prices are per person. So if you're looking at something like a park hopper ticket, that cost would apply to each individual in your group. Always check the date and ticket type since prices can vary.
What if I had children? Does each child cost $179?
Children's tickets are a bit cheaper. Kids ages 3 to 9 have lower ticket prices compared to adults, though the exact difference depends on the date and ticket type. Children under 3 get in free, so you'll save a little on the younger ones.
Okay, say I got me and my wife, and I got three teenage kids and two babies. How much would that cost for me to go into the Disneyland?
Alright, so for you and your wife, you'd each pay the adult price. The 3 teenagers also count as adults in Disney pricing. That's 5 adult tickets. The 2 babies under 3 are free. Multiply the adult ticket by 5, and that's your total for the day.
So how much is that?
The exact total depends on your chosen date. Let's say it's a mid-range day at about $179 per adult. With 5 adults, that's roughly $895 total before tax or options. Check exact pricing when you pick your date, since it can fluctuate.
Okay, so that's 800, almost $900 just to walk into Disneyland on just an average day. Do Americans have that kind of money to go to Disneyland?
It really depends on each family's priorities and budget. For some, it's a big planned splurge, maybe saved up for over time. Others might find it out of reach or choose alternatives. Disneyland is definitely a premium experience, but many families still make it work for that special trip.
Okay, say I got inside and I wanted to go get a hamburger, a hot dog, and a drink. How much is the average hot dog and a drink at Disneyland? He's thinking. He's thinking.
At Disneyland in 2026, typical snacks like churros or pretzels are around $6. Quick service meals start at about $17 to $18, while table service meals range from about $25 to $60 per person. If you plan for multiple meals and snacks, a family of 5 could spend roughly $375 to $500 in total for the day on food.
Okay, it costs almost $900 to get in. It costs between $300 to $500 to feed my family. That's really expensive. Now, how much does it cost to ride the rides at Disneyland?
The good news is all rides are included with your admission. No extra cost per ride. Once you're inside, you can enjoy as many attractions as you want. Some guests do opt for add-ons like Disney's Genie Plus to skip some lines, but every ride itself comes with that ticket you've already paid for.
Okay, so I don't have to pay for the ride. So let's say I wanted to take and ride the Matterhorn. My 5 kids wanted, me and my wife, we wanted to ride the Matterhorn. What's the average wait time to get onto the ride? Just thinking.
The average wait time for the Matterhorn bobsleds at Disneyland is typically around 40 minutes. Recently, it's been about 36 and a half minutes on average. On low crowd days, it could be as short as 10 minutes, but on very busy days, it might stretch closer to 95 minutes. Timing matters.
Okay, so I have to wait an hour to an hour and a half to take and get on the Matterhorn. Okay, and I'm standing in line, and I know it zigzags back and forth like cattle in a cattle ranch or something. Okay, so what happens if I have to use the bathroom or one of my kids have to use the bathroom while waiting in the line? What's going to happen?
No worries. If nature calls, you can ask a cast member for help. Usually they'll let you leave the line briefly and come back in. Just let them know and they'll guide you. As long as someone in your group stays, you'll be able to rejoin them without losing your spot.
How long does it take to use a restroom? Because every time I go to the restrooms at these amusement parks, it takes like 30 or 40 minutes to get in the restroom And then when you get in there, there's no toilet paper.
While it can get busy, Disneyland's restrooms are pretty well managed, and a quick restroom break might be more like a few minutes, not half an hour. They stock them regularly, so toilet paper should be there. If you're stepping out briefly during a line, a cast member will ensure you can return swiftly. So no need to worry. Just let them know and you'll be good to go.
Okay, how long is the Matterhorn ride?
The Matterhorn bobsleds ride lasts about 2.5 minutes. So after that wait, it's a quick but thrilling dash through the mountain.
Okay, so you're going to be waiting an hour or an hour and a half to go on a 2-minute ride. All right, that's incredible. All right, it's a small world. How long is that ride?
It's a Small World is a more leisurely experience. It lasts about 10 to 15 minutes. So that one's a bit more of a relaxed journey after any waiting.
Okay, I want you to tell me what are the top 5 rides at Disneyland and describe each of the rides.
Top 5 classics. And first, Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride through swashbuckling scenes. Second, Haunted Mansion, a spooky but fun ghost tour. Third, Space Mountain, a dark, fast indoor coaster. Fourth, Indiana Jones Adventure, thrilling Jeep ride through ancient ruins. Fifth, the Matterhorn bobsleds, those fast twisting tracks through the mountain. Each one's a true Disneyland icon.
Okay, I remember going to Disneyland about 3 times, and it was like at my graduations at school, or it was my prom night at school. I never paid a penny, and we had the whole theme park to ourselves. There was nobody else there but just our school or school students. And it was just absolutely wonderful. I remember riding It's a Small World about 10 times and didn't have to pay for anything, and it was all free for us. I think that was a wonderful memory for me.
That sounds like a truly magical experience. Those special grad nights or school events give you a Disneyland most people never get. Riding as much as you want, no crowds, just pure fun. Those are memories you'll carry for life, and it's great you got to enjoy the park that way.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. And do they do the same thing at what's the one in Florida called?
In Florida, it's Walt. In Florida, they have Walt Disney World. And yes, they also hold special events like grad nights there. The scale is even larger since Disney World is huge, but the concept is similar. Exclusive park time for students, tons of fun, and unforgettable memories.
Does it cost the same uh, to go to Disney World as it does Disneyland? Stinking.
At Walt Disney World in 2026, one day, one park tickets start around $119, but prices vary by park and day. For example, Magic Kingdom can range from about $139 to $209 depending on the day. Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom have similar ranges. Multi-day tickets offer more value per day, and add-ons like Park Hopper increase the total. Special discounts are available, such as for Florida residents or military offers.
You know, there's another big theme park out here in Valencia called Magic Mountain. Can you tell my guests about Magic Mountain?
Magic Mountain, up in Valencia, is known for its roller coasters, part of Six Flags. It's packed with high-thrill rides like Twisted Colossus, X2, and Goliath. If you're a coaster fan, it's paradise. It's more of a thrill seeker's park compared to Disneyland's family vibe. Definitely a different flavor of fun.
Okay, what's the best roller coaster to ride at Disneyland?
If you're looking for thrills at Disneyland, Space Mountain is the top coaster style ride. It's a high-speed, dark indoor coaster that gives you the feeling of rocketing through space. It's iconic, fast, and always a favorite among thrill seekers.
Okay, as being a guest at Disneyland, can you tell my audience what are 10 things that they need to know uh, to go to Disneyland?
First, book tickets and reservations early. Second, use the Disneyland app for wait times and mogul orders. Third, arrive early for shorter lines. Fourth, wear comfortable shoes. You'll walk a lot. Fifth, stay hydrated and pack sunscreen. Sixth, consider Genie Plus if you want to skip some lines. Seventh, plan must-see rides but leave time for spontaneity. Eighth, check parade and fireworks times. Ninth, budget for food. It's pricey. 10th, take breaks and enjoy the magic. There's so much to see.
Are there special days to go to Disneyland?
Absolutely. Weekdays outside of major holidays or school vacations tend to be less crowded. Think midweek in the off season. Also, if you want special events like Halloween time or holiday overlays, those are fantastic. Just plan ahead.
Okay, I see this mountain on the screen. It's called the Matterhorn. How was that made?
The Matterhorn was inspired by the actual Matterhorn in the Alps. Built in 1959, it was Disney's first tubular steel coaster. The mountain is a detailed replica, built with framework in concrete, and inside are those famous bobsled tracks. They even added a Yeti, just for fun.
So, how fast does that train go on those rails? Because I know it goes pretty fast.
The Matterhorn bobsleds hit a top speed of around 27 miles per hour. It feels faster though, with those twists, turns, and the mountains in closed spaces. It's a fun rush, but not a hyperspeed coaster.
You know, if I was going to take and work at a theme park like Disneyland, how much do they pay the employees on average to work at Disneyland? Just thinking.
At Disneyland in Anaheim in 2026, the average hourly pay for frontline cast members is around $17 to $18 per hour. Annually, that translates to about $33,000 to $37,000 for full-time roles. Pay can vary by position, with more specialized roles sometimes earning more.
So, working at Disneyland, you would not be able to live in Anaheim, right? Because it takes a lot of money to live in Anaheim. You could not live in a house or rent a house in Anaheim for $33,000 a year. Am I correct?
You're right that Anaheim's housing can be pricey. Many cast members live in more affordable nearby areas or share housing. Disneyland does offer opportunities to grow into better paying roles over time. But yes, a starting wage would likely mean looking at budget conscious living arrangements.
All right, so it would be kind of hard for somebody working at Disneyland to actually pay to go to Disneyland for a small vacation. Am I right?
It could be a stretch if they're solely relying on that starting income. But the good news is cast members actually get perks. Free park entry on select days and discounts. So they can still enjoy the magic without that full vacation price tag.
Okay, so what is the average rent or the average mortgage to live in Anaheim?
In Anaheim as of 2026, average rent is around $2,100 for a one bedroom, with broader averages closer to $2,500 to $2,700 per month. If you're buying, the median home price is about $918,000 to $922,000. These prices do mean that a typical starting hourly wage at Disneyland would not easily cover living in Anaheim without careful budgeting or shared housing.
Do the employees get free tickets to go to Disneyland since they're employees?
Yes, they do. Disneyland cast members get complimentary admission on select days. They also receive a limited number of tickets for family and friends. It's one of the perks that lets them enjoy the park without the usual ticket price.
Okay, so I want to go to Disneyland one day and enjoy the day with my family. with me and my wife, my three teenage kids, and my two babies. How much money would I need to have to go to enjoy one day at Disneyland? That's feeding them and everything, and gas going there. How much would it cost for a typical family of five to take and go to Disneyland?
For 5 paid tickets, you're looking at around $900. Meals and snacks could run $300 to $500. Plus parking and gas might add another $50 to $100. All in, roughly $1,300 to $1,500 for a full single day with everything. Planning ahead is key.
$1,300 to $1,500 per five-person family. That's really expensive. So, is there such thing as seasons pass book or something where you can take and buy for a whole season or something like that?
Yes, Disneyland offers what's called a Magic Key Pass, which works like a season pass. There are different tiers, some with blackout dates, but it can save a lot if you visit often. Just note they're popular and sometimes pause sales, so keep an eye out.
Do you think that I would be able to see all of Disneyland in one day, or would I have to come back 2 or 3 days to see all of Disneyland plus, all the stuff around Disneyland? How long would it take me? 2 or 3 days, a week?
To truly soak it all in, rides, shows, parades, and the atmosphere, 2 or 3 days is ideal. In one day you can hit highlights, but it'll be a whirlwind. Multiple days let you savor the magic and even explore downtown Disney or more relaxed meals.
Okay, when I leave Disneyland, what are some of the things I need to have? Do I need to have like a Disney watch, a Mickey Mouse watch, the Mickey Mouse hat or shirt? What are some of the things that I would need to buy at Disneyland to just memorialize that I was there?
It's all about what makes you smile. Mickey ears are a classic, and you can even personalize them. A fun t-shirt, maybe a mug or a pen. And if you're nostalgic, a Mickey watch brings a timeless touch. But truly the best souvenir is the memories you made.
Now, there's a castle that's I see at Disneyland. What's the name of that castle and what's inside?
That's Sleeping Beauty Castle. Inside there's a walkthrough with beautiful dioramas that tell the story of Sleeping Beauty. It's a charming little adventure. And you can even see Maleficent's shadow. It's more about the magic than a full attraction, but it's iconic.
I read that drawbridge over that moat actually works. It can go up and down. Is that true?
It's true. Sleeping Beauty Castle's drawbridge is real and fully functional. It's only been raised twice. Once on opening day in 1955, and then again for the grand opening of the remodeled Fantasyland in 1983. It's a rare bit of Disney magic.
I would sure like to be there when that drawbridge opens and closes. Is there any fish or alligators in the moat?
No alligators or fish in that moat. It's mostly for show. Just a scenic part of the castle's charm. But with Disney magic, who needs a real moat monster?
I actually got on a real pirate ship and went around on it, and it seemed like it was the full size of a pirate. And pirates were singing and stuff, and it went all up and down, like in a jungled area. What's the name of that pirate ship?
That would be the sailing ship Columbia or the Mark Twain riverboat on the rivers of America. The Columbia is a full-scale replica of an old sailing ship, and on special occasions, characters or pirates do appear. It definitely feels like stepping into a seafaring adventure.
At Disneyland, they have these characters. What are the characters I need to be taking a picture with? I know there's like Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse and Daffy Duck and Goofy. Could you name all the characters that are at Disneyland and which ones I should take a picture with?
You've got the classics, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Daisy, and Pluto. You'll also find Disney princesses like Cinderella and Belle, plus newer favorites, Buzz Lightyear, Woody, or Chewbacca in Galaxy's Edge. Snap a photo with Mickey, it's a must. And anyone else who brings you joy.
You know, I was told that Mickey came out of Walt Disney looking at these film reels, these two big round film reels, and he put them together, and those were Mickey's ears, and then his face was kind of like the camera or something. That's how he developed Mickey Mouse. Could you tell us how Mickey Mouse was developed?
Walt Disney actually dreamed up Mickey on a train ride after losing the rights to his earlier character Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Alongside of iWorks, he refined Mickey's design. Those iconic round ears were simple, but expressive. Mickey debuted in Steamboat Willie in 1928, and from there, the world's most famous mouse was born.
You know, I did see the cartoon Steamboat Willie. It was really funny. I think it was in black and white. Could you tell us what was the Steamboat Willie cartoon all about?
Steamboat Willie was all about Mickey's antics as a steamboat pilot. Well, technically, he's more of a deckhand. He whistles, plays music with random objects, and has fun with Minnie and even Pete, the big bad guy. It's famous for being the first synchronized sound cartoon. Mickey's debut with sound.
Okay, I see Pixar up here. What is Pixar to Disneyland? Is that like a place where they make Disney movies or something?
Exactly. Pixar is the animation studio behind hits like Toy Story and Finding Nemo. At Disneyland's neighbor park, California Adventure Pixar Pier celebrates those films with themed rides like the Incredicoaster. It's where Pixar magic meets the parks.
Okay, so we're about ready to close the show, but I know Disneyland has movies that are out and cartoons that are out. What's the latest movie that I need to take and go see that was made by Disneyland? Just gotta think on that one. Just thinking.
The latest upcoming Disney films include Hoppers, an animated sci-fi adventure from Pixar, releasing on March 6, 2026, where a teenager's mind is transferred into a robotic beaver. Also, Toy Story 5 will be released on June 19, 2026, bringing Woody, Buzz, and the gang back to protect kids' imaginations in the digital age. These are the big upcoming Disney releases to look out for.
Yeah, I do remember all those Toy Stories. Now it's Toy Story 5. Basically, what is Toy Story all about?
At its heart, Toy Story is about the secret life of toys when kids aren't looking. Woody, Buzz, and the gang wrestle with friendship, purpose, and growing up. Each movie explores what it means to be there for a child, facing change with heart and humor. It's all about love, loyalty, and adventure.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and end the show. And I'm looking at the screen, and I've been down that street many a times to go to Disney World and to Disney Place and all that stuff like that there. And it looks like I was just down there just a few weeks ago. And I always have a lot of fun going down there. And you can see people are up right now. It's 8 o'clock, and you can see at 8 o'clock, there's people pouring to get into this place. I guess it's good to get there early, am I right?
Absolutely. The early bird gets the shorter lines. Getting there at opening lets you hit those top attractions before the big crowds. And it sounds like you've got your routine down. So next time you'll be right at home again.
It's 7:49, almost 7:50 in the morning. It's 60 degrees out there, and people are pouring to get into Disneyland. And how many people visit Disneyland on an average each day?
On an average day, Disneyland sees around 40,000 to 50,000 visitors, though it can fluctuate with the season. So when you're there early, you're ahead of quite the crowd.
All right. Well, I really enjoyed looking at Disneyland, and it looks pretty busy. It's pretty busy there every day. And I want to thank you, Kevin, for going ahead and clarifying some points that I didn't know about. What do you think about today's show, Kevin?
I think today's show was fantastic. You brought your own memories, we covered the magic, and I'm sure your audience enjoyed the ride. Disneyland's full of nostalgia, and you made it shine. Let's do it again next time.
Hey, could you summarize what we talked about today for my people that live in India and just say it in Hindi?
आज हमने डिज्नीलैंड की बातें की, तुम्हारे बचपन की यादें, वॉल्ट डिज्नी से मिलना और शुरुआती दिनों का जादू। हमने आज के टिकट, मशहूर राइड्स और तुम्हारी पसंदीदा यादों को याद किया। हमने ये भी देखा कि एक पूरा दिन या कई दिन कैसे बिताए जाएं। तो अगर आप कभी डिज्नीलैंड आए, तो बस इन यादों को साथ रखें और खुलकर आनंद लें।
Could you do that same summary again, but say it in Spanish?
Hoy hablamos de Disneyland, tus recuerdos de la infancia, conocer a Walt Disney y la magia de los primeros días. Repasamos los precios actuales, las atracciones famosas y tus memorias favoritas. También vimos cómo aprovechar un día o varios días. Así que, si alguna vez vas a Disneyland, lleva contigo esos recuerdos y disfrútalo al máximo.
Could you do that same summary and say it in Pakistani language?
आज हमने डिज्नीलैंड की बात की, तुम्हारी बचपन की यादें, वॉल्ट डिज्नी से मिलना और शुरुआती दिनों की जादुई फजा। हमने मौजूदा टिकटों, मशहूर राइड्स और तुम्हारी पसंदीदा यादें याद की। हमने ये भी देखा कि एक दिन या कई दिन कैसे अच्छे से गुजारे जाएं। तो अगर तुम कभी डिज्नीलैंड जाओ, तो ये यादें साथ रखो और भरपूर लुत्फ उठाओ।
Could you do that summary again and just say it in Bangladesh language, dialect?
আজ আমরা ডিজনিল্যান্ড নিয়ে কথা বললাম, তোমার ছোটবেলার স্মৃতি, ওয়াল্ট ডিজনির সাথে দেখা আর শুরুর দিকের সেই জাদুময় দিনগুলো। আমরা আজকের টিকিট, জনপ্রিয় রাইড এবং তোমার প্রিয় স্মৃতিগুলো মনে করেছি। আমরা এটাও দেখেছি কিভাবে একদিন বা কয়েকদিন উপভোগ করা যায়। তাই যদি কখনো ডিজনিল্যান্ড যাও, এই স্মৃতিগুলো সাথে রেখো আর পুরোপুরি উপভোগ করো।
And finally, could you say it in Bangladesh? I mean, no, not Bangladesh. Can you say it in Tagalog? Say it in Tagalog for the Filipinos.
Ngayon, pinag-usapan natin ang Disneyland. Mga alaala mo noong bata ka, ang pagkikita ninyo ni Walt Disney at ang mahika ng mga unang araw. Binalikan natin ang mga kasalukuyang tiket, sikat na rides, at paborito mong mga alaala. Tiningnan din natin kung paano sulitin ang isang araw o ilang araw. Kaya kung pupunta ka sa Disneyland, dalhin mo ang mga alaalang ito at sulitin mo ng todo.
All right, and to my guests, I want to thank you for looking at the Disneyland show. Hopefully, one day you'll either go to Disneyland here in Anaheim or out there in Florida at Disney World. And thank you again. Remember to subscribe, push the like button, put some comments on there. Tell me which part of Disneyland did you like the best, and fill out my survey. All right, so once again, and thank you, Kevin. And this is another edition of What's Up? What's Up? What's Up?
It's been a blast. Thanks for letting me be part of it. And to everyone out there, keep that Disney magic alive, whether in Anaheim or Florida. Until next time, what's up?